Hello and welcome to another episode of AI Buzz. Thank you so much for joining me again. I have some cool things to talk about today. Namely, we're going to talk about the craziest computer that I have seen, I think, ever. At least for machine learning. This thing is an absolute beast. It's coming out of NVidia, which has lately been just absolutely destroying the machine learning industry. They are coming out with the best products. They are essentially unchallenged, and they keep one-upping themselves, which is just crazy. Usually companies will improve when they have some competition. And NVIDIA has just been dominating the global machine learning scene for many years, and they show no signs of slowing down. So I'm sure you've all heard about NVIDIA and how their GPUs are world-class for machine learning. You're able to take advantage of a lot of parallel processing with GPUs, and things like TensorFlow are vastly sped up on a GPU compared to a CPU. So that's what all the buzz about NVIDIA is about. And they have this workstation shown here that they call the A100. They do tend to not have super user friendly names for their products. It'd be awesome if they called these things a little bit like flashier of a name, especially something like this. So underneath here they say Workgroup Appliance. And that is an apt description of this thing. It is an appliance. So without further ado, let's get into some of the actual specs of this monster. Let's check out the datasheet real quick. I haven't actually looked at this yet, but oh my gosh. Okay, so this is all covered. I'm going to go back. This is all covered in this section down here, which is a little more user-friendly and easier to read. This thing is designed to essentially be a machine learning data center in your house. So you're supposed to be able to do local machine learning. It's for those who don't want to be forking over a large cloud bill every month, but definitely want enterprise. I imagine these are not cheap at all. They actually don't even list the price of these on their site. So that's telling you that these are meant for businesses, and these are going to cost you serious coin. That said, you can even get a bunch of these and link them together. You can get up to 20 and kind of link them together into your own personal sort of machine learning data center. I'll get more into that down below. So they're really talking about creating a supercomputer, and they reference you're making your own data center. You're really able to train big models, and the backbone of this DGX station, the workgroup appliance in the age of AI, is the actual A100 graphics card. Each of these cards, and it can support 4, has 80 gigabytes of onboard memory, which is just ridiculous. A lot of cards that are meant for playing video games will have about 12 gigabytes of onboard memory. To put that into perspective, so these have 80. You're going to be able to run huge batch sizes with your deep learning models, and yeah, these things are just got to be nuts to train models with. And here they have a couple comparisons here. So these things are able to process 8,000 images per second. with 4 GPUs, mind you. Still, wow, this is just mind-boggling that they have something like this that they're selling. Let's check out this video. I was watching this earlier. Some audio here. Wow. So there's 8 terabytes of storage. Liquid cooling. Man, this thing is an absolute monster. Yeah, so 8 terabytes of storage. That's giving you an idea of how large the models that you're kind of aiming to train with this type of thing, or I suppose that's to kind of hold your data set as well. So if you're training on terabytes of data, then this is probably more in your ballpark. Yeah. So let's check out some of the stats, the actual specs of the A100. Yeah. So here we got some numbers. So let's check out the 320 gigabyte version. 4 of these A100 GPUs, 80 gigabytes of onboard memory each. It weighs 91 pounds. Wow, that's substantial. And it's got half a terabyte of RAM. 64 core processor so that you're not going to bottleneck any performance. Wow. Unbelievable. Yeah, so you're able to... Let me find that other article here. This one. These guys were talking about how you can actually kind of network 20 of these together. Where were they saying that? All right. Well, I don't know exactly where they were mentioning that, but yeah, the A100 workgroup station is absolutely ridiculous. You guys should definitely maybe not buy one unless you're super rich, but just kind of appreciate what world we're living in and how great it is for machine learning. We have the hardware that's going to be able to enable our these wild advances in machine learning software and algorithms. Imagine if we were making all these theoretical kind of advances with reinforcement learning, GANs, all kinds of wild things that you'll hopefully hear about more on this channel. But if we didn't have the hardware to kind of accompany that, we'd be so bottlenecked, and we wouldn't be able to explore some of these really cool ideas. So one of my personal interests, and one of the reasons I love machine learning, is it's tightly coupled to the hardware that you run these models on. As much as I am intrigued by kind of software development and stuff, I think it's really cool to think about how everything is kind of linked together, and machine learning requires you to think a lot about how you're going to efficiently run something across a GPU or a TPU if you're doing some cutting edge research. So that could be likened to a software engineer kind of figuring out how to most efficiently utilize memory, for example, RAM. So anyway, long story short, I am fascinated by machine learning, not only because of the algorithms, but the coupling of the algorithms to the actual hardware. I think it's awesome. And I've always been kind of a computer hardware geek, and I always used to go on Newegg and check out all the latest pieces. And man, what a world we are living in right now. We have 80 gigabytes of onboard memory for one GPU, and then you can put 4 of these GPUs together. Just mind-boggling. I remember back when I built my first computer. I think I had 8 gigabytes. I remember I had a dual-core processor. I got excited about the dual-core processor, which these had just been released. This is probably, when was this? This would have been probably 2006, 2007 or so. The dual-core processor was a huge deal. I had maybe 8 gigabytes of memory, and this thing at the time was a beast. And, 13, 14 years later, look where we are with this stuff. We have half a terabyte of RAM. We have 8 terabytes of NVMe solid-state storage on this thing to hold your training data and hold all the millions of parameters that you're going to be training with your neural networks with these 4 monstrous graphics cards. And yeah, I love hearing about stuff like this out of NVIDIA. Such a great company. They're going to continue to dominate this space as machine learning becomes ever more prevalent in our everyday lives. In the other video I just posted about Apple, other companies are trying to catch up. So Apple, with the M1 MacBook, they have the neural core. So they have 16 neural cores in their latest Apple Silicon chip. And while that's cool, it doesn't even hold a candle to, one of these 4 GPUs. This will just absolutely crush it, I'm sure. So even though there's not been a direct comparison between this particular workstation and the M1 yet, because the M1 is very new, I'm certain that this would destroy it. It's just crazy how far NVIDIA is ahead and how much they want to keep impressing their customer base. It's not like they're resting on their laurels. They're not saying, "Oh, we're ahead. We're not going to keep innovating." They are crushing their own product year after year, and this has been going on several years. No one competes with them. It reminds me a little bit of Amazon, where, no matter how good they are, they are always trying to get better, make their customers happier and happier and happier until they have the most loyal customer base around. Anyway, got a little bit off topic there. Thanks for listening. But yeah, I just wanted to highlight this workstation. I think some of you hardware geeks will appreciate just the specs that go into this beast of a computer. Just unbelievable. Anyway, okay. Actually, that reminds me. I just saw it out of the corner of my eye. So this is what I was looking for in that other article where I got distracted. So you're able to kind of hook a bunch of these together, and you can get up to 28 total GPU devices on here. So you're able to make one of these super pods if you're able to afford enough of them. So, wow. Cool stuff. I think I will wrap up the video here and leave you with that for today. But Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate all my viewers. Please drop a comment and leave a like if you like this content. Also consider subscribing if you want to see more things like this. I hope to continue improving my videos. Still pretty new to the whole content scene or whatever, but I really appreciate all the support and the kindness that I've seen out there so far. So thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.